Hi, I'm Lougallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
This is another edition of Men Are So Smart, and next, we're going to tell you why we are so smart. So how intelligent are you really? If you find that most of the following signs apply to you, you're probably smarter than the average person. No IQ test necessary. These signs mean you're probably smarter than average. Up first, you're the oldest sibling. Being the oldest sibling has several advantages, like being able to tell your younger brothers and sisters what to do. After analyzing soldiers' IQ tests, Norwegian researchers found that oldest children had an average IQ of 103. Second-born kids had an average IQ of 100, while the babies of the family had an average of IQ of 99. Oldest children have a unique relationship with their parents and younger siblings, which may explain the difference.
Could be also the diluting of the gene pool along the way. The next sign, you're a lefty.
Ooh.
Yeah, being left-handed has a few benefits. For an example, in 1995, New York-based journalist Maria Konnikova found that left-handed people are more creative than right-handed people.
Thanks a lot, lady.
Yeah.
Not even like your name. You take drugs occasionally. Wow. We're by no means suggesting that you should take illegal drugs. However, it's interesting to note that according to a 2012 study, there's a link between intelligence and drugs. Researchers looked at the drug use habits of 6,000 people and concluded that occasional users were among those who had the highest IQs when they were 11 years old.
Next sign, you drink alcohol regularly.
You can't even say it.
I know, yeah, not a big fan. Drinking alcohol also play a part in intelligence, and contrary to popular belief, drinking alcohol doesn't make us dumber. It's actually the opposite.
I'm brilliant. I'm a freaking genius.
After studying American British people, scientists discovered that the participants with the highest results on the intelligence test in their youth were those who also drank the most as adults.
Here's to you.
Thank you.
Don't overestimate yourself. Have you ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect? The phenomenon occurs when less qualified people overestimate their abilities, while extremely competent people underestimate their capabilities. Well, it's possible the same thing applies to intelligence. The most intelligent among us don't like to brag because they understand that there is much they still don't know. That's not necessarily the case for people with low IQs, however. They know everything.
The next sign is you're a night owl. Yeah. Obviously not meant for people over 50. Are you a night owl? If so, you're smarter than the early birds, according to a University of Madrid study. More specifically, your analytical and conceptual thinking skills are above average. In fact, people who go to bed in the wee hours of the morning are usually more socially extroverted and creative than the rest of us. Throughout history, many people, such as Marcel Proust, Charles Darwin, and Elvis Presley, were known for staying up late. Who knows? Maybe you're the next Mozart.
So evidently, no, I'm not going to make a bad Elvis Presley joke there. Pretty mama. You're funny.
Oh, thank you.
Not you.
Oh.
Laughter is good for your health and your intelligence. Researchers administered intelligence tests to 400 psych students and realized that the students with the highest scores had the best senses of humor. Are comedians society's best minds?
I tend to agree with that one. The next is you learn to read early. Did you learn to read early? If so, you'll be happy to know that according to a British study from 2012, you're probably smarter than the average Joe. Researchers analyzed the reading habits of 2,000 twins. They found that the twin who learned to read first generally had a higher score on the cognitive ability test.
Okay, so we're doing this list of the signs that mean you're probably smarter than average. If you have a cat, oh, seriously, really?
Had to go to the cats, didn't they?
If you're looking for a pet and can't decide between a doggy or a cat, A 2014 study might help you decide. Researchers gave intelligence tests to school children who had cats and dogs and realized that the cat owners had the higher scores. Right, meow.
If you're anxious, you might be a smarty pants.
Oh, I'm brilliant again, I tell you.
Living with anxiety can be difficult. In many cases, it's also a sign of intelligence. In 2015, researchers administered different tests to 126 school children to determine their anxiety levels. They found that those with a tendency to worry a lot and ruminate, which is thinking repetitively about a problem, had a more developed verbal intelligence than the other participants.
You took music lessons as a child. You may have hated your violin or piano lessons when you were small, but they probably made you smarter. There's a reason. An 2004 study showed that 9-year-old children who had taken piano or singing lessons increased their IQs in just 9 months. Scientists didn't observe the same effect in children taking drama classes or who didn't take any lessons at all. However, it's important to note that a 2013 study found that children who take music lessons are more likely to have higher than average intelligence to begin with. Music is mathematics.
It is.
It is so. And it's about triplets.
Yeah.
So it builds the mind.
It makes left brain and right brain work together.
Yeah, and you know, I was just talking about this yesterday too. Playing a guitar takes a certain amount of dexterity, but playing the drums, you're using all 4 appendages.
Yeah. Yeah.
So music lessons help kids to be smarter.
Yep. Apparently also does losing your virginity late.
You mean like 11:30 or 12?
Well, like probably any time after the year of your 13th year.
Yeah.
And I think it varies from state to state.
Sure.
So we won't get into that.
Okay.
We all know the cliche about the nerd who's still a virgin at college. According to recent studies, it appears that there is some truth to that stereotype. Researchers discovered that students at the most prestigious universities in the world, such as MIT, had a lower number of sexual partners than the average. There were also more virgins in the renowned schools than in other educational institutions. The observation can be explained in part by the fact testosterone negatively influences the chemical process in the body that control intelligence. The most testosterone a man has, the less intelligent he is. Apparently, I've got quite a bit right now.
Yeah, it's bubbling over.
Yeah. Secondly, the more intelligent students are aware of the risk associated with sex and consequently have fewer sexual relationships. Lastly, they simply spend more time studying than the others and have less time to meet people.
So you can't read a book and have sex at the same time? That's not multitasking?
Kind of, yeah.
Now, what if you're reading a sex book?
Well, yeah, with a partner they're talking about, though.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that kind of sex.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Ronnie, what color eyes do you have?
Blue, baby.
Yeah, you may be smarter if you have blue eyes.
Thank you.
The color of your eyes can say a lot about your intelligence. Apparently, people with light-colored eyes are better at strategic activities, while people with brown eyes have a better response time. In other words, someone with blue eyes is more likely to excel in science, while someone with darker eyes will fare better at sports.
How about if you're quiet? Yeah, if you're this type of person who would rather listen than talk at parties or events, you're probably smarter than most. In fact, more reserved men and women prefer to take time to analyze a situation before speaking. I love it when people do that.
I wish more people would.
Yeah, that is a sign of intelligence because you rarely say something you later regret.
According to popular belief, tall people are luckier in love. Although there's no way to know if that's true, but according to a 2008 study, tall people are smarter than the rest of us. That's why I'm smarter than you. I'm 2 inches smarter than you.
You're at least 2 inches smarter than me.
Yep. Experts administered IQ tests to children and found that boys and girls who were taller than average had the best results in testing, in addition to earning more money as adults.
Interesting. Well, here's one that I do not agree with, but yeah, you might be smarter if you're thin. Not for us.
No. And good. Speak for yourself.
Looking for some extra motivation to lose weight?
No, not really.
No, not at all. What if we told you that thin people were more intelligent than overweight and obese people?
Hey, you big fatty smarty pants.
According to a 2006 study, cognitive abilities decrease as our waist measurement increases.
Ruh-roh.
Another study revealed the link between the risk of obesity and intelligence. Experts gave 11-year-old children verbal and nonverbal tests and discovered that the boys and girls with the lowest scores had the highest risk of obesity in middle age. Intelligent people are never bored.
Hurry up.
They make excellent use of their time and like to learn new things. They often work 40 hours a week or more and take classes or do activities in the evenings or weekends.
All right, coming down to the last couple of signs that when you know of these things, you'll know that you're smarter than average. You were breastfed.
I was kind of young. I don't remember.
I don't think I was there. But if I would, Ben, I remember that. We already know that breastfeeding has many benefits for babies. What you may not know is that breastfed babies are generally smarter than bottle-fed. A part of a 2007 study, researchers studied the nutrition of 3,000 children in the UK and New Zealand. They discovered that kids who had been breastfed had better results on an intelligence test. In general, their IQs were 7 points higher than those of kids who were bottle-fed.
And last but not least, if you don't smoke, you might be smarter. In 2010, Israeli researchers compared the IQs of 20,000 young men. They noticed that the men between 18 and 21 who were non-smokers had slightly higher IQ, 101, than the smokers, 94. In addition, heavy smokers, those who smoke more than a pack a day, had an average IQ of 90. Just one more reason to quit for good.
What if your brain's smoking? Is that good?
Yeah, that's different.
All right, my friends, these have been some signs that you may be smarter than average, and we hope that you are. We already know you are because you watch this show.
Duh.
Pretty simple.
Duh.
Hope you've enjoyed this episode. If so, please feel free to like it. We'd love to have you share it if you could. Comments are great. And we get back to you right away. They come right to our phones, and we respond as quickly as we possibly can, as quickly as we get them. If you'd like any more information on us or our projects, you'll find them below. There's our social media platforms. Our blogs are there. You can also find our email addresses. Okay, so, and last but not least, this little subscribe button right here.
Yeah, subscribe.
That's really money in the bank right there.
Yeah, you'll never miss an episode.
Which, just so you know, we release every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time.
Set your watch by it.
Until the next episode, I'm lougallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
And this has been Men Are So Smart. Man, my brain, it's so big.